Congratulations, we're now at the final step of launching our new small business or niche internet marketing site in about an hour. We've done a lot of things. We've purchased a domain, we've set up hosting, we've installed WordPress, we've done a lot of configurations, we've selected plugins, and all those sorts of things, and we're at our final step in this process. And let's take a look at sort of what our website looks like at this point, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to sort of finish this off. As you can see right now, this is pretty much still a standard theme. There's a lot of instructions as to how to fill it in, but we're not going to make this thing look like a real website, a real professional website. One of the key points I want to show you right off the bat, though, is I do things a little bit differently than probably a lot of folks that you'll see in this business. And I show you this because I think this is the point in time where a lot of small business owners or young entrepreneurs will let the project sort of die or stall for extended periods of time. And remember what I said at the very beginning. When you're trying to make money on the internet, when you're trying to get your small business to generate sales from the internet, really your website is, and building it out, is only the foundation. So it's a very small part. You want to make sure you do it as fast as possible so that you can do what really makes you the money, which is once you have the website, promoting it, showing it to people, providing valuable resources through it, and really using it as a platform, not necessarily that it makes money in and of itself. So we need to do this quickly. So when I say you get stalled here, is often we've done all of these things and we're a little bit tired. It's taken a little bit of work, even though we've done it in about an hour. And the hardest part is next, and that's actually generating the content and putting it in the website so it can actually take shape, so that there's something there. Well, in my case, I've always found that it's better to start with the content. So before I do any of this, I do a little spreadsheet that I basically call my domain development plan, and I literally think out what is going to be on this website. What URLs am I going to use? What titles am I going to use? A lot of this came from my keyword research. So I literally come up with the type of initial launch content, and I write this content before I even start setting up the website, so that there's no friction, no stall, no delay in actually getting it up. So you can see here I've decided what that initial content will be, some of the basics about, contact, some of my main keywords, which I'll turn into pages, and I'll tell you the difference between pages and posts. Then I want to get my blog sort of rolling with a couple. And you can see I'm literally talking about 10 pages here worth of content. So it's not a lot, but if you wait until this moment to actually do that or to think about it, you will probably stall your project. So that's how I think about it, using that little spreadsheet, which I'll make available on the website at bloggingforsales.com. So you can get a copy of that to guide you. You can see I've written all my content here. And then when I get to this point, I literally go into my post section, and I'm going to add a new post. And I'll literally take one of these articles, which I've written in Word. You can certainly write it. I'll pull this one up. You can literally write it in here. It looks a lot like Word, but I found depending on the reliability of your connection, or just weird things happen when you're editing on the web and something like this. And sometimes you're not as comfortable as you might be in a Word document. Sometimes I use Google Docs as well. But I go ahead and write it all here so I can do it all one time. And then I literally cut and paste it over here like you can see that I've done. I also like to add a picture. I think this is so important. It really differentiates your content from a lot of other websites that either don't have pictures or people are reading it via an RSS reader or email or something like that, and the picture sort of draws them into the content. So I'm going to take all of this content I have over here, which again, it's about 10 pages worth of stuff. It didn't take a long time to write this. You can always go back and edit it later, so just get the basics down here. So I go ahead and do that. I do post. All the posts are sort of going to be my blog section, where I'm providing sort of more tutorial or editorial sort of content that I'm going to do on a frequent basis, whereas my pages are more sort of cornerstone content, the basics of what I do and what I'm offering. Pages are often literally sales pages, whereas a post, I'm trying to provide some information to my audience. So now I have my pages and my post. all added in here. And again, because I did it all at once, it was really easy to go through here and cut and paste things. And you can see still at this point, I have a pretty basic template design. Now I need to fill these pieces in. So I'm literally going to do that one at a time. So we're going to start up here. I go in here, I'm going to my appearances, and again, WordPress and StudioPress together make this so simple. I just go into my widgets, and I'm going to operate in that home top left. You can see again they're labeled home top left. I'm going to pull that widget open over here, home top left. And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to use a page. So I'm going to grab this featured page. And again, remember I said pages are sort of those sales pages or those cornerstones where I'm actually going to draw people in and try to get them to buy something from me and really convey what I have to offer and the value that I can provide their particular business, or if they're a consumer, that I can provide them personally. So I'm going to grab one of those pages I've written. I'm going to show a featured image. And again, it's labeled it here, so there's the top left, that's the right size. It's already cropped those images when I added them. Image alignment, I'm going to leave that at none. And then I'm going to grab, I want the title to show, and I want the content to show. And I'm going to abbreviate that. I don't want the whole thing to show up there. And then it says read more, but I don't know, my personal preference is to learn more. So I always change that. So we went ahead and save. Let's see what shows up here. And again, I posted this page earlier, so I'm really just taking the page out of what I posted and placing it in the right place. So now it's starting to look like a real website here. It's a nice little night skyline of Detroit here. You can see my caption showing up there. So now I want to go over here and I'm going to work on this home top right. Now, this section right here is where your visitor's eye is going to spend most of its time. So I want something money-making in these spots. Eventually I'll put a banner. I don't have that yet. I'll probably go over to Fiverr and get a banner, a call to action done here, and put that in later. But right here, I always prefer to put my contact form because that's, in this particular case, that's my money-making thing. You know, to get you to actually contact me and ask about my services. So to do that, I have to do it a little bit different. I'm going to go over here to where I created my contact form, and I use contact form 7. You really don't have to do much. Here it's going to ask for your name and your email and that sort of thing. So then I go back over to my widgets. In this one it's going to be a little bit different. I'm actually going to just use a plain text widget because I have some code to cut and paste in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to add a little title in here. And there's my contact form code, which I put in there. That's why I use the text. I can put anything in the text. A lot of times when you're cutting and pasting little code snippets from different places, maybe you're running an affiliate program or Google AdSense, you're going to use this text widget. So I've gone ahead and done that. Let's go ahead and take a look, see what we've done. There we go. I've got my contact form. Hopefully you'll come to this website and you'll ask me a question. And now I'm going to work on this bottom, home bottom number 1. So let's go over here. And again, I'm going to use a page again, featured page. You can see it lists all my pages, so I can just literally go down here and decide what I want to grab here. I'm going to do search engine optimization for this one. It tells me what widget to use or what image size to use. So there's a home bottom. I'm not going to worry about the alignment again. I want the title and I want the content. And again, I'm going to just take a little snippet of that content, about 150 characters this time. And we're going to change this again just to keep everything consistent. Then we hit save. Go back here and see how it looks. You can really see the website sort of taking shape. I like to use the pictures and the content there to really shape out this website. So now I'm on number 2. And again, I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to grab a featured page, put it in there. I'm going to select the one that's important to me. Let's do email marketing this time. I'm going to show the featured image again. Grab the right image size. Not going to worry about the alignment. I want the title again. I want the content. And again, I want to keep consistent, 150 characters, and adjust this to learn more. Okay, and then we're going to save it. And again, we're going to take a look, see how it looks. Boom, there's another one. Okay, so we're almost done here. Oh, looks like I made a little typo there, so learn more. Save that. All right, and I'm going to double check here because yep, there's 150 there, 150 there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is now this last one, this bottom three, I'm going to do this one just slightly different. Here's what we're going to do here. I want to make this my blog area. So instead of the featured pages, I'm going to take a featured set of posts. And this time I'm going to select a category, set up the blog category. So now every time I add a new article or post, it's going to go under the blog to show the number I want to show at a time, 2. And let's see, I want to use my featured image again. I'm going to do something a little different here. I'm just going to use a little thumbnail. I'm going to put it to the left just to give it a little different look. Again, I want to show my title, and I want to show I want to have just a little excerpt, 100 characters. And I'm going to do learn more again. And I also want to do a link so they can see more of these articles, because I'll probably have a lot more than 2 blog posts over time. So they can go in and take a look at that. So let's see now what we have. There you go. We now have, oh, I'm going to shorten this up a little bit. I like to kind of flush it up here, so let me shorten this up so it looks a little bit better. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to take it down to about 50 characters. And let's see what it looks like now. There we go, that's a little bit better. A little bit shorter. Okay, something didn't go perfectly well there. Ah, here we go. I want to show the content limit. I knew something was acting a little funny there. Actually, I'm gonna take this back to 100 characters because I think it was that excerpt was giving me more than 100 characters. It was making it look a little funny. So there we go. That looks more like what I expected. Okay, so now we got a nice flush, along the bottom, just aesthetics things. But you can see I have a fully done professional website at this point. You can do a couple more things, and then we're gonna wrap this up, but that's what a full page looks like. I'm going to go ahead and put my contact form in here. You can also do your widgets, but now that I've done that, I can literally go back in here to my top right. We're going to grab that code again, and we're going to put it in the primary sidebar. So we're going to go text, put it right there, that contact form. See, now my pages look a little, when I actually go in there, they look a little more interesting there. And again, another opportunity for them to contact me. So as you can see, we have a full and completed, very professional looking small business website. So hopefully that was helpful. Come back for more information at bloggingforsales.com. And I hope you join us for our next tutorials where we're actually going to show you how to take this website and turn it into money, turn it into sales revenue, and really get this thing promoted out there. So again, thanks for watching these series of videos, and we'll hope to see you again real soon.